guys, good morning. Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. Hope you had an amazing weekend. Nadeska here with DJ Akademiks and Wayno.
Good morning.
How you guys feeling?
How y'all doing today, man?
What's up, Ak?
Doing pretty good, man. Today I was really ready to come in, let's talk hip hop, man. I tell you, one of those days I'm excited about.
I talk shit.
Whenever you get a 5:30 text from Ak, he's excited.
There's certain days that kind of just get you up and get you motivated because you're excited. And Wayne dropping a project, of course, Logic 2, and I was waiting for that Yandhi, but
Yandhi.
Kevin Gates.
Kevin Gates also dropped. Okay, Luca Brasi 3. Here we go.
Let's get into it. Ak's excited. Let's not let him down. All right, so we finally got Carter 5 this weekend. 23 tracks, some great features. Travis Scott, Kendrick, Snoop, XXXTentacion, and more. Even Wayne's daughter is featured on this project. Right now, let's listen to a snippet of Dedicate.
Kaboom, goddamn, who knew that I am the guru with voodoo that sued you, the high hand with shooters that shoot through the Iron Man and see through the comment, and I hear a diamond. I turn a goddamn into a God's plan, go over the diagram and get to the job, man. Watch for the spy cam, sit back and watch and do not watch it, watch it.
All right, so Wayne knew there were a lot of expectations for this project, and he said before it dropped, he doesn't care if you love it, if you even like it. He doesn't care about the critical reviews. So let's start where he wanted. Did you guys enjoy the project?
What's up?
Wayne, go ahead, bro.
What?
Want me to go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead. Why don't you go ahead first?
All right. I really enjoyed the project. I really enjoyed it. I don't think just for him to be on his 12th album, that's amazing. Like, he's made it to 12 albums in his career, and he's only 36 years old. You know, that's kind of insane. I really liked. Are we going down the line yet? Or
we can. I just wanted to know your very first impressions, what you
I
thought.
liked it. I liked it. I felt like it was exactly what I expected from Wayne.
Okay.
I didn't expect him to do no dissing nobody on this shit. I expected him to just stay in pocket and be who he is and give us what we love from him, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, so I think one of the things we talked about a lot was you guys were concerned, specifically you, Ak, I think, about it sounding too dated since there was so much time in between the release. How do you think it turned out? Like, even XXX being featured on Don't Cry, what did you think?
Well, first of all, overall, the project is kind of what I expected. I mean, we sat here and we gave some prediction on what we thought it was going to be, but I was pleased. I was pleased. It lived up to what I thought it would be. It wasn't a letdown. Now, if we're talking me reviewing this as a critic, it's decent. It's decent. It's decent.
So the fan in you says cool, the critic in you says decent.
Decent. Okay.
Like 50-50?
No. It's decent means it's good, right? I was watching everyone rant and rave about this album, and the good thing I did listen to it when it just came out, and I kept listening to it. But I think a lot of people kind of like trapped in a moment with this.
Really? Trapped in a moment?
Yeah, and people were acting like this was like the fucking.
It still is the moment, right? We can't already say we're okay. How about this? First of all, let's start with the standout songs that you thought were excellent, and then we'll go backwards from there.
All right.
Is that cool? We have a whole track list here.
So I would say my standout. I really like Dedicate. I really really like Dark Side of the Moon. I really like Dark Side of the Moon with Nicki. Also Mona Lisa. Even Dope Niggas. I really like Dope Niggas because they sample Explosive. I mean, from Dr. Dre 2001, Chronic 2001 album. Also, there's another one, Open Letter. I like that one a lot. I like Famous. Let It All Work Out as well, and Dope New Gospel.
Did you guys like the production in general, and do you feel like the features fit? Sometimes we feel like the features overshadow the actual artist, or it just doesn't really make sense. Do you think it was put together well musically, and then we could get to lyrics?
I think he put everything together well. Like, start this shit off right. I really like how he used Ashanti on there, because what I really liked about Start This Shit Off Right was it sounded like some old New Orleans shit, like how they used to do on the Big Timers albums, just the melodies that they use. And it was produced by Manny Fresh, right? But I liked it all the way through. Like, no, I'm not calling it classic. It's not the great. I don't even know how to rate it enough, and it's only been since Friday.
Yeah, people already want to rank it with all the Carters. It's a little bit soon. Yeah,
I'm not ranking it, but overall, this is a good album. This is a really good album from Wayne. Because I wasn't a fan of like the Last Dedications and all that. I didn't want him to be rapping like the Last Dedications. I feel like the Last Dedications he did, I can't remember what number he's on, but it felt like he was just doing it to get it out.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that from Wayne, but for me, I'm happy with this Wayne.
Okay.
Well, as far as me standout tracks, Dope Niggas and Uproar to me sound like some dedication slash, let me give the better side of it, no ceilings type of shit. He took old beats, kind of flipped them, and kind of floated on them his way. So I kind of fuck with that. Even though it was what I said, like it kind of, the reason why you can't really trash this whole project is because, again, we're rooting for Wayne coming into it. It gives us that nostalgic feel without it being trash. You get me? Like, it's a feel-good nostalgic feel. Those two songs, the Uproar joint, like, he killed it on that.
Yeah, because they sample
You feel
special
me?
delivery, all them shit.
Yeah.
Of course, this nigga.
Yo, when
Yeah,
that shit, I
bro,
was playing
it's-
that in the car this weekend, driving upstairs. As soon as it came on, I thought of Wayno.
Oh, I thought you were Harlem
Yo,
shaking.
no,
I'm like, yo.
I thought I could imagine Wayno Harlem shaking around.
Right?
I hadn't listened to it yet, right? And somebody tweeted me, they was like, this is Wayno, listen to
Yeah.
Uproar. And it was like a clip from the special delivery video of a kid like Harlem shaking. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? And then when I heard it, I was like, all right, because I didn't listen to the album till Saturday.
Okay.
Like, I didn't listen that night. I waited till Saturday and listened to it I listened to the whole album about like three and a half times. But that's what I'm saying. Overall, I really like it where Wayne is at in his life, even with what he's talking about. Like, well, the way he starts it with "I Love the Wayne" with his mom, you know, just talking about him, how he starts and how he closes it. You could really get a sense of how much he wanted to implement his mom on this Carter. You know, how much we seen Sita in his life. Without putting her on a song or nothing like December 4th, but having that narrative. Like, I like that. But overall, I'm happy with this album. Like, I'm really happy with this shit.
Okay.
So other than those two tracks, right? And this is the feel I got, even with the intro, as you were saying. Like, the intro to me, where his mom was talking, his mom was thanking him for so much, I got from that, it was an album about his selflessness and probably many facets, even beyond music. Right, we know that he's an artist who has put on a bunch of other artists, helped other artists, and it was pretty much everything coming back to him, all of the good things he's put out into music. Favorite joints, of course, I like the joint with him and X. Dedicated was dope. I like Uproar. Joint with Travis Scott I could have passed on. Can't Be Broken was cool. I really love the song with him and Nicki. That reminded me of the kind of, I want to say, the weird, different, singing, crooning Wayne, which I love too. I love when niggas sing, man.
It reminded me of I Feel Like Dying.
Yeah, I actually wanted more songs like that. That Mona Lisa song with Kendrick, that's really dope.
It's a good song.
That song we heard like way back. Marcia Shkreli actually previewed that song. Supposedly, he did have a song from so he did have a song from Carter 5. Other songs that stood out to me. Not gonna lie, I wasn't even feeling that Snoop Dogg feature like that. Keep it chill.
Really?
I wasn't, bro.
Why not? I mean, not the feature, but the record. Like,
the record was cool, but like I felt when I saw it that Snoop was on it, I thought he was gonna come on and like
gangsta shit.
No, do a little bit more, yo. It felt like it was mailed in verse, and I'm like, yo, this is Carter 5, bro.
Well, I mean, I like the way, like again, I like the way he used certain people. Like Dark Side of the Moon, I felt like that's a record that he could have used Cudi on, only because he was saying intergalactic. Like, he was saying a lot of Cudi shit.
A lot of Cudi references.
A lot of Cudi references on that record. But I felt like everybody was used in their place. Like, especially Mona Lisa. That's the best record on the whole album.
Easily.
Join with him and Kendrick.
Or do you disagree?
I mean, I wouldn't put up an argument against it.
Okay.
Yeah, like there's no other record I feel like super strong about. I just think it's dope. The other records I do like are I could pass off this Ashanti, the start this shit off right. I could pass off that shit. Also, I could pass off this.
Act has no two-step. That's why.
I could pass off this dope new gospel shit too, bro.
Dope New Gospel is dope.
I don't even know where he found Nivea to be on that
His
record.
baby mom, dog.
She's making a comeback.
But
Like,
bro, she hasn't made music in forever. And Perfect Strangers was dope. I like that record, and I like the outro.
All right, so overall, good album.
Overall, good album, yo. You know what? Like, I hate when people start overhyping some shit. Yeah. So, like me, I'm the nigga that's scrolling through Twitter while everybody's calling it classy. Yo, he did it. I'm like, shut the fuck up, man. This shit's cool, but let it live.
You gotta let the moment
it is a moment, though.
Yeah.
It's a moment, and I do think it's a well-needed moment because we needed to wrap this Carter series up. I'm glad everyone is celebrating it as such, and that the narrative isn't some other shit. You feel me? So, I'm not gonna lie, I expected to hear Birdman on this. I really did. Even on an interlude.
Like, did you think Drake was gonna be on it?
That's weird to me. I don't know why Drake's not on this shit.
I mean, Drake is not. I mean, Wayne hasn't been on no Drake shit even in a while. I don't think that's a thing though. I just think that you don't. They've given you. I feel like, kind of like Hove and Kanye, when they do give you something that's very special. And I don't think, because they haven't been around, to what I think, they haven't been around each other a lot. They don't want to just give you something just to give it to you, just to have the record on there.
What if Birdman was on here? What would you even want to hear him saying?
Hey, this is what I think
because
about.
He doesn't like Birdman and Wayne together as a duo. Remember that?
No. Birdman gives great, like, niggas like Birdman. He can tell that mob shit.
But that's the thing. Do you just want him on there doing ad libs, or do you want him like saying some shit?
No. The album for me was like really wrapping up a chapter. And this is why I also wanted Drake on it, because I feel like it was a passing of the torch moment too. You get me? Like,
so it's been passed.
Yeah, but I think this is that moment. This is that moment.
This is
Carter 5.
It's not nobody else's, but I feel you. But
This is the moment to say, yo, listen, man, that run I had, and everybody's celebrating that run. It's like a homecoming, bro. Like everybody's celebrating this as, damn, this guy gave us so much over the years. Yo, he deserves to have this album where you could do whatever you want. And I mean, I just felt like he should have passed the torch. And maybe it wasn't even up to him, or maybe some other politics. I would have pretty much.
What you mean, pass to Drake?
Does he need a torch?
Yeah, like, wait. Pass a torch to Drake? Like, are you kidding me? Drake had the torch for the past 5 years.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Obviously, we get that, genius. But I mean, like, that song. I remember when I first heard them on a record together.
Okay, but wait a second. Okay, but
like it's like, or even if it's like a reverse Big Brother song, something like that. I thought that would have been a dope moment, yo. Wayne has given us some of the greatest artists like he's put on. Like, it would have been dope to see kind of like that sentiment being added to the album. I get you.
Nigga, please. Okay, Professor.
Why not?
So I'm going to tell you why, because who needs that? Like, only a person who, like, is obsessing over that moment needs that. Like, you don't need that. Like, you can see that in Drake's career. That he's been past him the torch.
No, we know it.
You don't need a record for that.
No, the niggas running hip hop. We get that. What I'm saying is that for Wayne, who's like, for example, if Wayne and Thug weren't beefing, I would want to see that moment. You get me? Like, again, I'm looking at this album.
A Wayne and Thug moment would make sense, but Wayne and Drake, I just feel like the moments happened.
I
felt there should have been a moment on this album where it was Wayne and Drake.
I don't know. I just feel like
I just said there should have been a moment with Wayne.
Drake. You know,
I know. Aubrey wasn't on
I'm
the
making an
album,
argument
so
for
he's
Wayne
upset.
and Birdman, and look at all the shit they're going through. You get me? So what I'm saying is that I felt like it would have been, listen to a nostalgic album. I want all loose ends tied up, man. It's like the season finale, bruh. Okay, so we see what happens.
I'm talking about.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Don't worry. Maybe Drake and Wayne will still go on tour. That's really what you want.
No, of course they'll do records they'll do much more records in the future. They'll do a lot of shit. Again, I'm just saying for the Carter series, and maybe not Drake, because honestly, Drake, what did he fucking contribute to the Carter like series, right? As opposed to Birdman. You get me? That would be a little bit different. But I just want to see some loose ends wrapped up. You get me? Of course, I enjoyed Manny Fresh with some production. I fuck with that type of shit. Those are the dope joints to be like, yeah, he revisited some shit that helped him.
Like that. Stop it.
Let's move on.
You just said that you didn't like that.
I like the record, but fuck.
I'm
glad that they collab, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I like a record I don't like. I said I'm glad that moment happened where they linked up.
Whatever.
Even if I like it.
All right, look, fans were excited for this album. It reflects in the numbers. We were talking about this last week. Who might sell more? We thought Yandhi was going to drop. That obviously didn't come. But Carter 5.
I was like a prophet, yo. All my shit I said came through.
What?
I mean, it's not a huge surprise that Kanye didn't drop
Nostalgic.
this album, though.
That nigga knew better.
Yeah.
He knew better.
But yeah, so Carter 5 projected to debut at #1, selling between 475 and 525,000 copies. Akademiks, that's pretty great, right?
That's pretty amazing for Wayne. I don't really think, I mean, of course, it's Wayne, but to be honest.
Those are still big numbers.
Of course, huge numbers. Like,
12th album. That's very great.
Album, 500,000.
And I could tell that there are people probably close to him, or maybe even the label that's not only happy with this, but probably a little bit pleasantly surprised. I think they would probably think he would land around 3, 4. That 5 number is pretty big. There was no extensive rollout because I think they didn't want that to be the thing. Like, okay, is he gonna do 1 million a week? It's like, yo, we're putting it out. It's long awaited. It's a feel-good moment. Everybody been wanting it, and the numbers reflect that people did and do want it.
The rollout has been the past how many
Hell
years
no.
of his. That's what I'm saying. The rollout has been however many years of him going through all the shit he's been going through. I mean, at that point, you don't need anything to sell a Wayne album, right? But yeah, these are great numbers.
Cool to see that fans are loyal, checking.
That's what I'm saying about your 12th album, because we always talk about how in hip hop we kick our legends out,
Right.
especially when they take time off, you know. And a lot of his time off wasn't due to him. It was due to everything he was.
But so
tied
here's
up in.
proof that you don't need to do all the bullshit and the yelling and the screaming,
Just
right?
put out some-
Just
yeah.
put out something good. People still love you. They're still checking for you when you're
Right.
right.
Shots, Nadeska. Shots.
Sorry. So Logic also dropped Young Sinatra IV, projected to sell between 90 and 110 copies. Did you guys have a chance to listen? What do you think?
I listened to it. I was stuck on the intro for at least like 4 or 5 plays because the intro is just really good. But overall, like, it's good, but overall, it's like, it felt like a cry for help. I'm gonna tell you why.
Are you about to start sounding like
No,
this
no,
guy?
no. I'm gonna tell you why. Not a cry for help. It felt
Sit
like a
back.
cry for acceptance.
Oh no.
I'm
Here we go.
gonna keep it 100
Okay.
because now beats, great beats, great raps, but a lot of the raps is, I'm so much better than these mumble dudes. Y'all'll never last. Jay-Z and Nas and Drake and everybody gives me praise. These dudes aren't gonna be here. I'm like, yo, dog, you don't have to keep. He said shit like that to that degree a few times over his album. I listened to the whole shit, and I just felt like Logic don't have to do that. You know what I mean, I feel like he doesn't have to do that. Now, I do like a lot of moments on this album. The Wu-Tang Forever shit, I ain't gonna lie, was too long of a song for me.
Okay.
It was too long of a song for me. 100 Miles and Running is probably my favorite joint on there. Only because when you have one of them type of break beats with Wale,
Yeah.
you got to keep up with him. And Wale, I ain't gonna front, Wale is a phenomenal fucking rapper.
Plus, that's the Wale theme. It's dope that they collabed on like
absolutely, absolutely. But I mean, overall, it's good. It's cool. But I felt like he just doing too much crying out on that shit.
So no sympathy for Logic. How come he can't complain?
I don't
Everyone
feel
else
like,
can whine
I don't
and
feel
cry
like he
on
needs
tracks.
sympathy. It's like, my nigga, you did this big deal. You doing all these amazing things. You selling out all these tours, etc. And you keep saying all these different, like, you remember what people give Russ flack for? Because they say, oh, he's always saying something in an interview about how he feels about what's going on in the game. That's how I felt about a lot of the songs. It's like a lot of the songs, it seemed like he's complaining in a sense without complaining.
But is it not better than
Wayno.
complaining for him to vent in the music versus Russ just offending everyone in interviews
No,
all
but
the time?
but it's like, okay, I got
Too
it
much.
the first time, my
Okay.
nigga. It's like, how many times can you make a reference about how people don't fuck with you? That was just my thing. It's like, there's no way people don't fuck with you. People fuck with you. You selling a lot of records. You sold out the Garden. You sell out all these arenas. People fuck with you, but I just felt like it was too much harboring on that.
Wayno, cut the shit, bro.
Oh, in one aspect.
Cut the shit, man. I can't believe I'm sitting here across from a nigga who be championing lyrics and lyricism, and I'm hearing any critique about this shit. Was if again, I'm not gonna lie, this shit wasn't that exciting if you're not into lyrics. But because to be honest, y'all don't know how I listen to this shit. So I'm on the stream, I'm listening to Wayne, I'm drinking, this shit's lit, and I turn this shit on and bam, I get hit with a fucking lyrics punch. It was too much. Off the I couldn't listen to it. So I had to listen to it the next day when I was sober, midday, of course, driving, windows down. You know what it is. Anyway.
Hurry up. Wayno's getting ready to slap the shit out of you.
Honestly, this was the best album that came out this weekend. And it was full of lyricism, but it was exactly what I said when I was predicting what it was going to be.
Hold up,
right?
yo, hold on.
No, hold on.
This is
Wait a
where-
minute, wait a
Hold
minute.
on.
Wait,
Hold on.
minute.
No, wait.
All right.
Hold on.
Okay.
Before this came out, I said, I was looking at the track list and I said, I could tell this nigga, he's good. Like, fuck all that, I'm black, I'm white shit. He's trying to show you that he could do it like anybody else that people respect, because he doesn't get that respect. And he literally came with it. Like, yeah, he's popping his shit. We listen to a lot of rappers that pop his shit. Yeah, he still kind of has a little beta male.
Popping shit or complaining? It's a big difference
Both?
between.
He's doing
wait,
both.
Wait. It's a difference between. All right, rap is all shit talking. Rap is about, people gravitate to who talks the best shit, who talks the most shit. That's why rappers always fabricate their drug selling and their money and all of that, right?
Right.
Now, the best album this is better than Carter 5.
Yes.
You out of your fucking mind, yo.
So literally,
Hold on, wait.
This album is
Again-
better than Carter 5.
Lyrically, of course.
is your only critique that he's complaining too much.
Production-wise, it's a good album. Now, majority of this, a lot of the songs, now, no, I'm not going to say majority, but it's like, a lot of the songs, he got like his storytelling of what it is. I like the fact that he talked about some shit with his dad and all of that, and how his dad, like, just shit popping with his dad, because he's always had that at least 1 or 2 times in his album.
Wayno, he's rapping better than Wayne on this album. Am I lying? No, be honest. Yes or no?
You disrespectful, my nigga. I'm gonna keep it a band. Like, you really disrespectful.
That's disrespectful to say
it's not a better album. It's not a better album than Carter 5. It's not.
No, is he rapping better than Wayne?
Is he rapping better?
Yeah, that's.
I mean, that's particular to how are you rating the raps? Like, how are you rating the raps? Are you rating the raps as how much shit he's saying, his flows and delivery? Or are you just saying he's rapping a lot versus Wayne rapping a lot? Like, how are you comparing it?
Both.
No, because you wanna know why? Because I would rather hear Mona Lisa. I would rather hear this record Mona Lisa more than half of this album. I would rather hear Wayne's record Mona Lisa more than half of this whole entire album. So you want to say it's better
you just
than?
Don't like the content.
I feel like you're just saying that just to say that.
No, hold on. Here's the difference. I could acknowledge when somebody's rapping better. Like, usually the niggas who be rapping the most is not enjoyable. I'm not gonna lie to you. I enjoyed Wayne's album more than I enjoyed this. But it doesn't mean it was better. Like, if I'm judging shit from either a technical standpoint or I'm judging raps, my nigga is going off. He's snapping. Again, am I gonna be listening to this all the time? Fuck no. But
then how are you coming up
There's
with
a
this?
huge difference between what you enjoy. I like always use this classic example. I remember when.
Are you ever gonna listen? Are you ever gonna listen to Young Sinatra again? Wait. Just answer me that real quick. Are you ever gonna listen to this shit again?
I might.
You might.
Hold on.
Wait. That's room for doubt.
All right, hold on.
Are we acting like replay value equals quality?
Oh, it doesn't? Replay value don't equal quality when it comes to music?
What was the Kendrick album before Damn? I thought that was the best.
So, fine. To Pimp a Butterfly, we said not a good replay album. You don't enjoy listening to it.
And I thought it was the best album that year.
The content and the lyricism was good.
Give me a chance to answer my question, though. Are you going to listen to this Wayne album again?
Probably.
So hold on. I understand what he's saying. So he will replay Carter 5, right? You're not going to replay Logic a lot, but you think just lyrically Logic was better on the album?
Yes.
Lyrically. All right. We're talking about the whole overall album. We talking about, he's rapping better. Dog, this album is not better than Carter 5.
But you think it's disrespectful just because we're talking about a legend who just dropped a big album, or because it doesn't make sense?
I think he's saying that just to say it. I swear to God,
honestly,
I think
no.
that.
Honestly, no.
I think he's saying that just to say it. I don't think, what did you, tell me, what on this makes it better than that? I'm dead serious. And this is not, I don't want, because I know Logic got a whole fan base and all that, and I respect Logic as a rapper and all that shit, but this is not better than Carter 5. It's not. Because like I said, one song off of here is trumping a lot of this shit on here. One song. Because a lot of these beats on here talk about dated, right? We was talking about dated and all of that shit. I was born in 1982. A lot of these beats sound like shit I heard when I was 10 years old.
The Logic beats.
Yeah, a lot of the Logic beats sound like shit from 92, 93. And that's cool. I understand
it's some backpack shit. I get it. But
that's cool. I understand there's a lane for that shit, but I lived through that time already. I don't really want to hear that in 2018 for my own self. I'm not listening to this shit more than I'm listening to that. I don't know if I'm going to keep listening to this. I'm going to listen to that again.
Yeah, nah.
And you said this is the better album. Yeah, I think you're bugging with that.
It's the better album, but it's not the most enjoyable album. Again, put it like this. It would be the exact definition of comparing a nigga like Kendrick and Drake. Drake always make the shit I'm going to listen to most. Doesn't mean he's making the best shit. If we're going with the shit that is more enjoyable.
Let's talk about Logic and Lil Wayne. Not Drake and Kendrick.
Hold on. But you're using these categories or these little phrases like, hey, you enjoy this more. Yeah, I could enjoy Wayne's project more because, it's more upbeat and shit. It's more like, it's cool songs. But if I'm judging rapping?
Yeah, rapping. Yeah.
All right, so you guys agree. You disagree here. Sorry, we should keep going, but it's okay. I understand what he's saying. It's okay to think one album is better content-wise, but enjoy another one replay-wise. Why don't you guys listen a little bit more? We should also toss this to the fans. What do you guys think? Although we're not even really, it's weird to even compare these projects, but I get it. We're curious about you guys' opinions.
I am.
You guys disagree on this very strongly. Keep listening. We should revisit this later in the week.
Okay.
Cool?
Let's do it.
You good?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so while the rest of us were excited for Carter 5, Young Thug took this opportunity to troll Lil Wayne. A couple tweets included, "I'm Wayne's biggest fan, but he's not going to be harder than Harder by Gunna and Lil Baby." Then he said, "Barter 7 in moments." And then he posted this video on his IG story. Take a look. Honestly, I thought we were past this. Right? When he dropped Barter a few years back, remember he was super trolling Wayne. Wayne was very upset about it. I'm confused about why we're back here now. Thoughts?
My thoughts on this whole shit when it comes to Thug and Wayne is like, I take an excerpt out of the Art of War, and that is to the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. And that's how you win the war. And I feel like with Thug, like, okay, like they had the comparisons early on, and then the Barter 6 shit came when he was supposed to do Carter 5 and all the other shit that they tied up with. The numbers, I'm not gonna say just the numbers, but the engagement overall and what it means in the game. Lil Wayne means to the game more than what Thug does. And I feel like it's just a way for Thug to get attention sometimes. I don't know if it might be some behind the scenes shit, but Wayne is not paying attention to none of this.
Wait. Explain how you're using that law to fucking decipher this beef.
Because when I see Wayne is not engaging in the Thug shit, right? Like, I've never, and maybe you might have a little bit more background on that than me, but I've never seen Wayne have a back and forth with Thug.
He commented about the album cover or something like this.
Yeah.
When Thug was like naked on the album cover, he did say something, but that was years ago.
This is what I'm
it
saying.
Stopped. It's weird that this is back now, especially we're gonna get to this. Young Thug and Birdman might be facing charges from that shooting back in 2015.
So like I said, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. That's the way you win the war, is by not even fighting the war. So I feel like at this point, Thug is punching at himself. He's not punching at Wayne. Wayne is not giving this no energy. I haven't seen no real energy from Wayne. We never heard a Young Thug diss. We've never seen a Young Thug spoof. We've never seen Wayne really do an interview or something addressing this. So now, like I said, unless it's some behind the scenes shit that I may not know about Thug is saying he's potentially a hater if he's talking about him, right? What is there that there's an energy from Wayne towards? So that's how he's winning. Wayne is winning this. He just dropped his album. If the Barter 7 drops or whatever, he's not going to do no numbers near what Wayne is doing. So how is there even some sort of war? That's my whole point in using that excerpt.
Yeah, I won't even say winning or losing. Wayne didn't even play. It's like we're not even competing, my nigga. Like, and you might consider that as winning, but like I think Thug has used this whole Wayne angle to try to help his career, but it hurt his career at times. You get me? Like, at first when people were like, he was like, yo, trying to troll off Wayne and, yo, I'm making the Barter 6, because obviously Wayne couldn't put out the Carter 5, and people started checking. Thug was putting out some fire music. So even though you didn't like him, musically it was keeping you interested. This time around, it was just kind of like, yo, bro, like, honestly, we really don't give a fuck what you're doing right now.
Yeah,
we really don't
no
care.
sense at all.
Thus, the whole thing of the art of war is to win the war without fighting. That's what I'm saying. If he never showed up, that's how you win the war, by not even stepping into it.
Well, if Thug had went on a different upswing with his career, it could have been different,
right.
I believe. But now it was like, bro, you just put out an EP.
2 projects.
And 2 projects, and no one's random rave. Just relax right now, okay? And then it's at the point where Thug used to be like, he was kind of embodying, I mean, he still is with the Barter 7 shit, like, I'm the new Wayne or whatever, to now basically bragging about his artist, or one of his artists, and another hot guy in the game saying, they're gonna put out a hotter project than you. Why are you not saying you gonna put out a hotter project, right? Like, Lil Baby and Gunna gonna be harder. So, I mean, I kind of get it here. I don't know why it's coming back up again. I do believe, and this is just me shooting from the hip, I believe Birdman probably tried to pit both of them against him, because in my eyes...
Wait, what, again?
Birdman tried to pit Thug against Wayne.
Like currently or 5 years ago when that...
Back then, but on a music standpoint, because he was moving with Rich Gang.
Right.
He abandoned Young Money, it seemed. He was rocking, yo, listen, he had them in management deals or whatever the case is. You are my guys. You're going to be the next Wayne. And, of course, even though Young Thug went to 300, his loyalty still stayed with Birdman, and he took on all Birdman problems, right? Who's saying something about Stunner? Okay, I'm getting at you, including Wayne.
This is all very strange. So you remember a few weeks ago at Louisiana Fest, I believe Birdman publicly apologized to Wayne, right? Live streaming in front of the whole world. Now these reports are surfacing that him and Thug might be charged for this like shooting at Wayne's tour bus back in 2015. According to a WSB TV reporter, he says new evidence has surfaced in a civil suit over the shooting. The DA's office will decide in the next few weeks whether to charge them or not. The timing of all of this is just a little bit confusing.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild, and I feel like street shit should stay in the street. But allegedly, the dude that's a part of it has been talking or something, right, to the authorities or something like that.
So this is why.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, now that's next level. Like when you start.
Yeah, there was
talking about
a
people
very,
being shot
very, very long police report released at the time, and they were both named in it. I feel like we all just kind of forget.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. Like that's kind of wild. But I mean, like I said, man, street shit got to stay in the street. I don't even like talking too much about these type of situations because not only it's a lot of parties involved. Not only is it Wayne and Thug, but it's this dude who allegedly did the shit. You know what I'm saying? So that shit got to play out however it plays out. But it's unfortunate to even see some shit like that, especially if it ends up being true.
Right.
Like that's very wild, you know. So
Listen, they always say, man, what don't come out in the wash comes out in the rinse, man. Okay.
Who's they? Who's they?
I think that's the dope saying. My bad. Is that one of those? Anyway, fuck that, man. Check this out, man. Hey, this whole thing, we saw Wayne and Birdman. They're cool, supposedly, right? All this shit that the public is finding out, and that's why, 50 said way back, I better stay the fuck out of their business. Wayne had to know all these things that are coming out. Birdman knows it. Thug knows it. All these things are definitely known by all the parties that need to know it. The reason why we're knowing this is because the bus driver was on some shit like, I got shot at too, the fuck? I need a suit. So basically there's some audio that came out from a conversation with the guy who allegedly did it from behind bars where he was talking to Birdman. And now the DA, which was interesting time in Carter 3's was dropped, is saying, we're going to look into it. I don't know if this is going anywhere, but it just reminds fans of the ugly background between Wayne, Young Thug, Birdman, and possibly some of the things that transpired for him to get to drop this album. I hope that all parties are beyond this, and I mean, who knows what the police are gonna do, but I'm hoping this is behind everyone. It's like 5 years ago. 3 years ago.
The timing as well, though. Law enforcement does play into the public eye as well. They get budgets for big cases and all that too. So, seriously, the more cases you solve, the more money is funded into different things in law enforcement. So, of course, they dropping their shit too. Oh, this is perfect time and all this attention is going on.
Yeah.
It's not by coincidence, it's by design.
It also confuses me why Thug would then engage with Wayne like how he is on Instagram.
With this
because he was just locked up for a little bit. That's why he dropped a EP called On the Run.
That's why street shit gotta stay
in the street. So it's
alone.
like, how we get at 6ix9ine saying, bruh, just don't be trolling real shit or whatever. Like, I'm looking at Thug, I'm like, we'll just see what happens, man.
Yeah, let's just do like Wayno said.
We'll just see what happens.
Let's recede into the bushes on that one.
Right.
Let's get to the fuckery. So Kanye did everything but drop Yandhi this weekend. The project was originally set for 9/28. Of course, that didn't happen. The last update we got was him saying it would drop Saturday night. We know it will come in number 2 to my brother Lil Wayne, and that's lovely. The universe needs Ye and Wayne music at the same time. Not really. I was actually really good with just Wayne. Now, hours before performing on SNL, he confirmed that he is now the being formerly known as Kanye West. We're officially calling him Ye moving forward. He and Pump performed. I love it. He was dressed as a Perrier bottle. It was cute. New song with Tiana Taylor. He performed with Cudi, etc. And then he got to the bullshit. You guys tired of me talking yet? So they cut his performance short, but there was a pro-Trump rant afterwards that did make it to the internet. Let's take a look.
They bullied me backstage. They said, don't go out there with that hat on. They bullied me backstage. They bullied me. And then they say I'm in a sunken place. You want to see the sunken place? Okay, I'm going to listen to y'all now. Or I'm going to put my Superman cape on. Because this means you can't tell me what to do.
There's so many times I talk to like a white person about this and they say, how could you like Trump? He's racist. Well, If I was concerned about racism, I would have moved out of America a long time ago. I was Democrats. You know, it's like a plan they did to take the fathers out of the home and promote welfare. Does anybody know about that? That's the Democratic plan.
Who is clapping?
Is there anybody who loves Kanye West who can help this man? Sorry, who loves Ye? What is happening? This is so embarrassing. I can't take it anymore.
In a video game in my life, this nigga has run out of continues. I'm sorry, yo. I'm sorry, yo. Like, every time he does something, he always does something to make me dislike him again. Like, I seen the clip with him and Tiana, right? And they perform some new song. I'm like, oh, this shit is lit. This shit sound fire. And then he does this shit. I don't know, yo. Like, music aside, sneakers aside, he got to stop talking about politics.
Bro, no one wants to hear Kanye crying about getting bullied. For wearing a Make America Great Again hat.
Niggas is not bullying you. They trying to save you from looking like a dickhead because he's very, I mean, being a human being is being a contradiction. There's a lot of ways we feel one way and we change the way we feel the next way, right? But the shit that he's doing is just misleading. Like I don't know how many more times we can harbor on him being misleading and not using his influence for the right things. He just was in Chicago doing all these amazing things, talking about building schools, hanging with G Herbo and fucking Bump J and everybody, and now he's talking about a Make America Great Again hat is a Superman cape. Like, where the fuck is the kryptonite at?
Man, can you guys pull up this other tweet? Act you speechless over here. So here's more. This goddamn, all right, this represents good and America becoming whole again. Whatever, my guy. We will no longer outsource to other countries. What do you know about outsourcing? Right. We're going to build factories and create jobs.
All right, enough.
Oh my God.
You fucking enough. Is he on Air Force One when he's taking that picture? Man, I'm so, like, honestly, I just look at it to say, damn, Ye, why would you? I expect him to go out on some radical shit. I just don't expect him to be like, go out as a pawn for somebody else's cause. And it looks like the molehill he's picked to die on is the Trump one, right? Like, Trump got a whole campaign trailing a bunch of fucking dick rides and supporters to do that for him. Why, Ye?
And Trump's out here like Kanye leading the charge.
And beyond that, Kanye sounds really smart to a really dumb nigga. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, and I'll put myself out there. I'll be 100% with Kanye with some of the fuckery he's saying, even when it comes to politics, if he wasn't trying to pick a side. Like, if he was just trying to say, listen, I know black people, I know y'all are slaves to the Democratic Party, but just let y'all know, none of these motherfuckers care about us. Because that's what he was trying, like, he Googled 2 facts. Right? Google 2 facts.
This is not the first time we've heard him with the bullshit Democrat argument. It's not about Republican versus Democrat.
No, but he Googled 2 facts and he thought it was spit knowledge. He thought it was kicking knowledge, right? The thing is, remember, it's the Democrats that put y'all niggas in slavery. Like, whatever the fuck he was trying to say. And this is what I would say to him. Like, you're campaigning for Trump. That's just what it is. Like, Trump he's done a lot of stuff that people who are immigrants and people who look like you, they would be really mad at you trying to counteract it by saying Democrats did stuff bad too. Yeah. That's just not the way. You should probably stop speaking politics, but if you want to speak this free mind shit, I think the only way to say, hey, just don't be fucking drones to anybody. Yeah. Think before you decide. That's it. So I would rock with him if he said that. Yeah, but you can't be pro-Trump.
It was free thinking. He doesn't support Trump's policies. They have the same dragon energy or whatever. But this last tweet here talking about we will outsource jobs.
He's naming policies.
It sounds like he's taking Trump's bullshit and now he's really starting to repeat it.
The funny shit about this, right, is, and I don't want to offend nobody. Who the fuck is going to work at these factories?
That's what wait. This is Trump bullshit he's speaking right now.
I could be wrong, but I remember something about, like, Obama trying to, they were trying to get more engineer jobs that they outsourced to China here. And it was like, China produces 1 million engineers a year. Mm-hmm. Like, why would we bring it over here to America when we're not producing the same amount of engineers, right? Who's gonna work in you can't say nothing about factories and all that and all your shit is made in China. Like, all the stuff that you do is made in China. You have, and I'm gonna keep it 100. Mexican people are some of the hardest working people of America. They are part of the backbone that keeps this country afloat when it comes to doing dirty work.
That's a fact. They do a lot of jobs that Americans won't
do. And you literally are supporting a person that has, like, task forces and building all types of rules to stop and frisk people based on their nationality. Yo, you Mexican? Let me holler at you real quick. Let me see if your green card
There are a
is
lot of
good.
immigrant children still detained
From
separated from their parents.
This
and here's
whole
this
free
idiot.
thinking shit, I'm all for like being able to express creativity and being able to express how you feel, but I'm also a believer of thinking before you speak. And this free thinking shit is all about not thinking before you speak. And it seems like that's all he's doing.
Well, so Swizz addressed this, right? He said he just saw Kanye, the SNL thing. He's like, I hear you talking about being bullied, but it feels funny. He's like, we were just in the studio talking about that hat less than 48 hours ago with Tiana Taylor, Ferg. He was like, I was just telling you how uncomfortable it makes the culture feel with you representing someone that hurts our people. And he turns around and does it right. It just, I don't know. Maybe we just...
You know what, though? Kanye also has a problem. And I'm going to play a little bit devil's advocate. He has a problem with getting shit out and expressing himself. He says everything the worst way, even if he has slightly a point.
Even if you were 3 months ago and everyone got at you, now you're doing it again?
Right. Well, when he said this hat is my fucking Superman cape. When he said that just sounded wrong. But I kind of get what he was trying to say.
How?
I kind of get. Because he took the hat off right after. And he was trying to say, it's a lot of you motherfuckers who are the quote-unquote Clark Kent, if you get the reference. Basically, you don't have your support for Trump and that movement out there, so you don't get the fucking critique or bullying like I get, but you don't wear your beliefs publicly.
I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
Yeah.
But
you don't get that?
No, I don't. But
Wait.
Hold
That's
on,
a
so
very
people
simple point.
That's a
very simple point.
That
He's
people-
saying that you motherfuckers who support Trump, y'all hide and support him.
Okay, but he said that before,
You get me?
and that's still
I get
bullshit.
that.
I don't care.
No,
that's
that's
fine.
bullshit. Well,
Support
that's
him
true, though. A
secretly
lot of
if you
people
think
do
you're
it.
gonna get tax breaks. We don't give a fuck. That's not a good
Yeah.
excuse for you, Kanye West, to
Right.
be out here supporting him. Period.
I really don't give a fuck if he do vote for Trump. I just don't like him saying
I know
and
what award
putting it
he's
out
getting at the Everyday Struggle Awards. I know award what he's getting. We ain't gonna talk about it, but we know award
That's done and done,
that he's
right?
getting. Absolutely.
It's done and done.
Well, listen, and this is where every entertainer got to realize their platform. You can support whoever you want. And Kanye West is an American. I can't sit here. Swizz or nobody else could tell that nigga if he rocks with Trump,
I
he
don't know.
can't.
I don't know.
No, he can't support or vote for
There
Trump.
are no
Now-
lines in
no.
hip hop. You could get away with everything, including murder. We just ask that you do not support a racist dictator wanting to be president.
Well, personally, I just don't believe he's the only one. I just believe that when you have that platform, you have to think about who your platform supports and who supports your platform.
Of course, he's not the only
right?
one.
So if because you're super rich and these tax breaks are one of the reasons you don't fuck with him, nigga, do that shit on the low, nigga. You gotta realize the people who really built you up, he's not the person who you're supporting is not helping them. If you're doing on some selfish shit, do it on some
That's
selfish
fine.
shit, on some personal,
need to, like,
private
preach it
shit.
to people.
But when you're using your platform and you're wielding it and basically disrespecting everybody who helped build it, that's a problem. So it's one of those things where it's like, yo, yay, bruh.
Well, I
go
don't think
somewhere
it's
with
about tax breaks. I just think this nigga's out of his mind. Like, I just want to call it what I feel like it is, right? I just feel like he's out of his fucking mind. Now, I feel like every week he just has a moment, like, you know how when cartoons, when the light bulb used to go on, and it's like, all right, the light bulb went off, I have a good idea, let me do something. And he does something, but then he does something to set himself back so far. Going back to the whole thing about Democrats or Republicans, being black in America, you know who put us into slavery? Not a certain party. White people put us in slavery. That just is what it is, right? Now, at the same aspect of all of that, we've come far as a country, but we haven't. And when we talk about a person that at one point in time represented us or represented what we felt and thought with a Kanye, with making certain songs where we felt proud to be who we are, and we felt like this was a guy who was championing us and saying all the shit we couldn't say for ourselves. Now he's saying, it seems like he's saying shit against us, but he's telling us that we're bugging because we're not thinking free enough.
Nope.
My whole thing is he's out of his fucking mind. This is not about no tax breaks.
And he did say half of that though, right? Like he did say, yo, in reality, white people did this. You get me? Like he said that, but then he was like,
Which all white people are not bad. Let me say that too.
No,
Like real shit.
He then pivoted to just blame the Democrats. You get me? If he was on some shit, I guarantee people would rock with
Son,
this.
this guy
If he was on some shit like, yo, listen,
mad about Obama.
fuck this. Let's organize that as African Americans together and kind of band against everything or the people who are oppressing us to be different.
Now remember we was having this conversation with Dirk and everybody else about like change in Chicago. This is why like when you talk about that grand level, when you talk about them kids from the streets, this is why they don't give a fuck about politics, because all they see is what's on the surface, and what you're representing or showing on the surface is that you don't give a fuck about them. That doesn't matter to you. Going back to Obama, I remember we was talking Obama when he was having a presidential debate one time. We was talking about mass shootings, right? And he said something about, he said, you know what? I know that that's a big issue in our country, but another issue is these young kids running around with handguns and putting extended magazines on them. That's a big problem. That's where you could feel like something resonates with you or something resonates with your home. You get what I'm saying? This dude has nothing that says he gives a fuck about anybody but his branding and whatever other rich people have to say. And I'm just saying that in closing. I hate that we have to keep talking about this dude because he is a topic every day.
Yeah. All right, well, Kanye was good while it lasted, right? Let's see if Yandhi ever comes. I personally don't care anymore.
Yeah, I don't care anymore.
I'll listen to it because it's work, but I'm done.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm a fall back.
I want to hear what type of lyrical fight him and G Herbo gonna have on the track when he's on that
Then he's gonna
pro-Trump
come on
and G
Yandhi and
Herbo's
be
on
like fake woke and
Yeah,
talking about Black Lives Matter or some
Yeah, I'm
shit.
cool.
Hey, I mean, honestly, I don't know if this is just a weird marketing campaign. I guess he's gonna see. We're gonna finally figure out if Trump
Same
supporters
marketing. He's just-
buy albums. Okay, for real, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, I don't think this is no campaign. I think he's just bugging, and he just thinks that he's just living free in the world, and like.
Well,
he's not
honestly
thinking-
though, I could probably track every one of Kanye's crazy, maybe not this extreme where the whole culture is against this thing, but like he's always just try to be like fucking the leftist field possible while coming out with this like I'm woke mentality to promote an album. And it wraps up in a rollout. This just seems like it's more of a campaign promo than it is an album promo.
What, campaigning for 2020?
I'm done with Kanye.
I don't know.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Campaigning for re-election for Trump. That's what I think.
God, why would you even say that out loud? All right, we gotta go. That's enough. Yeah, we're gonna go so the show gets up on time. We got a lot more. Kodak dropped new music since he's been out. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let us know what you think about Carter 5 and Logic's project. We'll see you tomorrow on Everyday Struggle.
Axe bugging.